This is Roger with Crosscut in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It's a 1996 F150. It's an extra cab, short bed. It is an Eddie Bauer, two-wheel drive with a 5-liter V8 gas V8. Has 167,447 miles. It was a theft recovery purchased directly from Geico Insurance in Van Nuys, California. Brought it to Tucson. And because it's a 96, which would make it, what, 24 and 3, 27 years old today, we had to decide what we wanted to do and what we didn't want to do. What we wanted to do was make sure it was a good running truck, which it is. Make sure it has cold air, which it does. Fix the torn up driver's seat. Add a little bit of cushion to it because the seat was a little low as far as sitting on it. You felt like you were a little kid. And then we fixed the driver door lock. The car thieves broke that and the ignition. We leave the rest up to you, okay? You could go forever doing whatever you want to do to personalize a 1996 anything. But what I'll do is I'll walk around the truck. I'll point at stuff that is obvious, probably to anybody in the photo gallery when you see the photos. Obviously, it used to have trim here and it doesn't anymore. Obviously, sun got to the hood. It's got a nice set of tires on it. Coopers, very high tread. They're 31, 10.5, 15s, okay? It's really straight for a 96. Is it perfect? No, because I think there's a ding somewhere on the passenger bedside. I see it. It's back there on the, it's actually really straight though for a 96. Not a whole lot of body stuff going on here, but this looks like it right here as far as anything significant. That's really not significant, but my job in these videos isn't to be a cheerleader. It's to show you what's going on, point at stuff to see. That way, whoever buys this truck, this could be just a guy who needs a landscaping truck, all the way a guy who wants to restore something or race it or do whatever. Obviously, it's missing those frickin' red or black, I think they were, inserts that were famous back in the day for being broken then. I remember my uncle's car dealerships, we had those on our used car property and they were always broken. And they were like a year old, those trucks back then. So, that's very common. All right. Got a little ding right here too. It's got dual fuel tanks, factory, all right? Got factory fuel tanks. I just put, I think I put 18 gallons up there and like 7 back here, front and back. And you'll be able to see that when I flip the tanks on, when we do the video of us driving it. Fade here. I don't think I would do anything to it personally. I'd just use it for my weekend truck, right? All right, let's see. 167,447 miles. And the air is already blowing ice cold. So there's your front tank, right? Then I flip it to the rear tank, which should have less, and the needle's going down. It should. Just a little bit. I probably had some gas in it. Now I'm gonna go back to the front tank, and there it goes up. All right. All right, let's open up the hood here. This is a tricky one to do one-handed with the GoPro in one hand, but I will give it a go. Haha! Got it. Anyway, there's your old 50. It used to go in the Mustangs and the Fox body Mustangs. Hell yeah! And everything's where it belongs. You got all the stickers where they go. Core support looks great. Ford stickers up here. And the air conditioning is gorgeous. I love the air conditioning in this truck. It's amazing. There's your window up and down. Somebody broke the wood trim and covered it, which isn't actually such a bad job. This thing doesn't work. I tried to figure out why it doesn't up and down. I have no idea. That's your job. There's a little tear right here. There's your back seat, which looks great. You got little cup holder things coming here, right? It's pretty cool. The AC in this truck is awesome. All right, here's this side. It's got the cup holder too, right? I left all this bad tin on the back window because, again, it could be a landscaper who buys this, you know, and they won't care. But, you know, it's my job to tell you about it, even if I think it's no big deal. It may be a big deal to you, so who knows. All right. Oh, you know what? Let's do the windows first. Window. You got power mirrors, out, in, down, up. Other side, out, in, up, and down, right? Then you have a tilt wheel here. Boom, that works fine. Headlights, let's see, windshield wipers. Let's see, what else we got going on in here. Here's the invoice from C&S Locksmith. This was for the ignition and key and driver door cylinder, $135. Let's see, what else we got going on here. I think we've got, I don't know where it went, a invoice from Poncho's Upholstery. It'll be linked in the ad, where this whole thing is brand new and they built it up, and it's a lot easier to sit up and actually see over the dash. Anyway, here's the Carfax for it. Okay, this Carfax auto check. We do auto check because Carfax wants ridiculous money for Carfaxes. They call us in Vegas for us back and we tell them no. Anyway, there's your VIN. No accidents reported, which is good. No ODO reports, which is good. California truck, which is good. And you know, obviously you don't have to worry about your typical snow rust or any of that stuff. Just whatever happens in California. And let's see. Looks like it was stolen 10/3 of 22. Recovered 11/2 of 22. All right. This was the title that Geico signed over to us. There's your VIN, Geico, salvage title, California, okay? Actual miles, all right? There's that. All right, let me hop in, get some freaking air. It's nice. Oh, that air conditioning's awesome. All right, seatbelt on. I'm gonna take you out on I-10 here in a second. I used to just go around the block, but people want the highway experience, so we'll do it. All right, so there's your overdrive off and on. Go to neutral, go to drive, go forward, and we'll go into reverse. There you go there. All right, let's see, go back to park. It's got a funky aftermarket radio that actually makes noise, which is amazing. It's got a little USB port for it, but I imagine the next guy is going to want Bluetooth and everything. This thing looks really ancient, probably like high tech back in the day with the USB port. But air's blowing ice cold, which is fantastic. Your horn works. You got cruise control, boom. So you put that on, then you're going to hit that guy when you're at speed, boom. All right, let's go for a ride. All right. As I said, this truck is on a salvage title. In order to give you plates and get insurance, especially if you're going to drive it home from Tucson, we have to take it to the cops and get what's called a level 3 inspection. When I have that level 3 inspection done, it's real cops with guns and badges. Real cops, not clerks, okay? They do that. I take the inspection and this California salvage title, and I take it to Arizona Motor Vehicles to get what's called a Arizona restored salvage title. At that point, I can issue drive home plates, temporary drive home plates. If you're out of state, it'll be a 90-day non-resident plate, and you can get insurance. So obviously that's mandatory. That's $200 if you want us to do that before you come. If you're going to drive it home, we're going to do it, okay? And then we have taxes. Taxes are your state tax rate, whatever that is, plus our city tax of 2.7% and a $250 dock fee, okay? So if you come here, it's your state tax rate plus our city of 2.7, a $250 dock fee, and $200 to restore the title. If If you pay by wire and ship out of state, all you're gonna pay is the agreed upon price, and that's it. No tax, no dock fees, nothing. But if you want us to restore the title before it ships out, let us know. We'll add $200 to the deal, and we'll get it done before it ships out, okay? Once we receive full, if you are gonna pay from out of state, once we receive full payment by wire, we will fill out the title with your name or your company's name and address. We will sign it off to you, scan it in your online file, and mail it to you. We even scan in the envelope we mail it in, all right? If you need help with shipping, let me know at the time of purchase. Once we have been paid off, we'll be glad to do it. If you want to roll the price of the shipping into one payment for the truck and the shipping, that can be done, and I'll handle the shipping. All right, if you want to do it yourself, you're welcome to. If you need a couple phone numbers to call, I've got a few from around the country of guys I like, but you know, it's a pretty small network and it's getting smaller with the rules that our current government is employing. Hopefully that'll change soon. Anyhow, deposit's $500. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. Until then, it will stay for sale. So please make sure you get your deposit in, all right? We won't hold it, okay? We won't hold it because you want to tell your wife about it, because there's a lot of people looking online. This is kind of a weird truck, a really good running 96 F-150, kind of a weird one, all right? And it's cheaper than it should be just because of the title. If it weren't for the title, it would be quite a bit more money, and we might have gotten it painted, and we might have done a lot of things that we didn't do with this one. This one will just leave it bare bones. Whatever needs to be done will be you doing it, and because of the title, and because we didn't do all that stuff, you're saving a bunch of money on the price when you buy it. So that's how it works. Anyway, last part of every video, I say the same thing every single time, and I will here. We don't have salesmen. We don't have bottled water with our name on it. We don't have an attendant serving scones and lattes in a lounge. We don't have people who, you know, cater to your every whim at our dealership. It's me and my brother, okay? And frankly, that's a good thing for you. That means you're not paying for garbage, okay? That's all fluff to make you feel like you made a good buy when you didn't, when you got crushed, okay? You're not buying from a fancy location. Our uncle owns the property that we just drove off of, and we pay him $1 a year. He writes off the loss. He's very wealthy. He doesn't care, and that's a good thing for you also. So between the title being salvage and being and all of the things that we don't have to pay for, that the new car dealership has to pay for, you're saving a ton of money, okay? The only caveat to buying from us is that on day one, you are the owner. If you don't like that idea, then we are probably not going to get along, all right? In fact, we won't. One thing we have to do, because we're selling them so cheap, is that we have to make sure that you know you're the owner, and that on day one, you will be fixing your car. Now, I'm driving down I-10. See, there's a cop car right up there on the right with his lights on. And I'm doing, I gotta get down here around 62 or 63-ish, because I'm not sure. It's a Ford, so I could be going a lot faster than 62. But see the cop right up here on the right? I don't want him to see me on the phone either. I mean on the phone, on my camera. So, always sitting right there. Anyhow, you're the owner on day one. You're saving a bunch of money. You're getting this video, you're getting the history, you're getting the receipts, you're getting everything that we know about it. Please realize, you know, that you're the owner. And if that's a problem, we don't have a single car that we can sell you. Truck, car, SUV, nothing, okay? Because that's how we roll. We've had people buy from us and they're like, oh my gosh, I owned it for 3 weeks and then an injector decided to take a crap. We're like, well, then go fix it. I mean, what do you want me to do about it? Well, you know, we paid and we just bought it 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh my God. So, in other words, what I'd like to tell them is, if I were to charge you $2,000 more, like I should have, I could have, then I would just buy you a whole set of injectors and send them to you in the mail in a box with a bow on it, okay? But instead, I'm the dummy who sold you a truck too cheap, and now you want me to fix it. That's kind of how it goes, okay? So, That's the tough love part of it. The obvious part of it is that I'm driving around in gorgeous air conditioning in a nice little truck that if you just wanted to keep it the way it is, would be fine. But if you wanted a platform to go to something really cool, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff with this thing. You've got a good motor, you've got a good transmission, brakes are fine, and hell of a platform. If you want to do, you know, who knows? I can picture somebody putting slicks on this thing and working the motor and putting a different tranny in it and racing this thing. I can also picture this thing full of branches and limbs and trees going to the dump. You know, I mean, a lot you can do here. But anyway, it's a nice little truck. Nice little truck. I'd have no problem driving this thing anywhere. In fact, this morning when I got into it, I forgot that I had it running. I had it running for about an hour and a half, and all of a sudden it dawned on me that it was outside running, and I went outside and just running. Ice cold in here. It was beautiful in here, nicer in here than it was in the office. So I decided to you know what, I think I'm just gonna go from here and go do our video for this thing because it's nice and cool, and that's that. So anyway, very nice little truck. My videos can only be 17 minutes and 38 seconds long because the SD card in our GoPro tells us that. And we're at 16:42, so I may or may not make it back into our yard. Going by school right here. These people are in the crosswalk, so I don't want to run them over, especially with this nice, oh my God, what is that? What does that look? That's nice. The knee, the socks, and the arm pads, and the whole bit. Oh, has a lot of pride, you know what I'm saying? A lot of pride. Okay. Anyway, now because of the interference at the crosswalk, I am definitely going to not make it back at 17:38. So when this video ends at 17:38, I didn't crash, I didn't die, nothing bad happened. It just ended. So anyway, four-way stop here. Anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you for your time.